Hello, everyone. My name is Akis from the Togit team. We will be starting in about a minute. Let's just wait for everybody to join. We actually made a mistake on the original email. We said the webinar was starting 15 minutes ago, but it was scheduled for this time. So some people may not join us. Okay, so I think that we can start. We can start today's webinar. So first of all, the webinar is being recorded, and so whoever has registered for the webinar or needs to leave throughout the webinar, you'll receive the recording link at the end of this webinar. And the other important thing is that the webinar is also going to be transcribed. So if you don't have time to watch the full webinar, we're also going to send a summary of the key points of the webinar just to make it easy to have the information accessible by email. So I think that we can start with the first slide. So basically, on this webinar, we're going to be talking about the Autopilot feature of AdvanceCM. For those of you that are not familiar with AdvanceCM, so AdvanceCM is the new platform built by the Togit team. After 10 years of working on a property management platform, we're now evolving into an even more advanced platform, which is capitalizing on the experience that we acquired by just working with 60,000 rentals across 90 countries. So we're going to be doing a series of webinars where we're going to be going deeper into different key features of AdvanceCM. And so this first webinar is going to focus on the Autopilot feature. So on this webinar, we're going to review the automation options and how we've changed, how we've designed a new way to basically create and manage your automations. And we'll go through the process of setting them up and also customizing the automations in order to adapt to your changing needs. So at this point, I need to introduce Audrius, our head of product, who is going to be leading this webinar. If you have any questions at any point, please write them in the chat. The chat, for those of you that are not familiar with Google Meet, the chat is at the bottom right of your screen. It's a little icon with 3 lines. So you just write your questions in the chat. We'll have time to answer the questions at the end. If we don't have time to answer your question, we can answer your questions by email or scheduling another call. So, but please do write them so that we can have the opportunity to answer them at the end of this call. So, Audrius, do you want to step in? I'm going to unshare my screen. You can share yours.
Great. Thanks, Akis, for the introduction, and hello, everyone. Yes, so just allow me to share my screen, and then we can begin. So as Akis said, today we are going to be exploring automations on ACM. So here we go. We should be seeing the screen.
Yep.
Yeah, so now we'll jump straight away into automations and let's get going. So essentially, at AdvanceCM, we took automations to another level. I would put the Autopilot Wizard as an unprecedented feature in the short-term rental industry in general, because previously us and other competitors, other PMSs, we would leave users confused with all these different options on how to set up your automations, all these triggers, all these events. With ACM's Autopilot feature, that is no longer the case. Let me actually jump into that, and I will explain it to you what I mean by that. So right now we're in the main automation screen, and as you can see in the purple color, we have the button Autopilot Wizard. So once I click on that, it essentially opens up an overlay where you can see a different way. As I've said, we approached automation. So right now we tackle this event by event, essentially. And what I mean by that is when you click, for example, on bookings, you are now prompted to a step-by-step guide on how to automate the process in general. So basically, you select what you want to automate from this particular list here. We have multiple events and entities described and basically tailored for your convenience. So let's imagine I want to automate bookings, and now we have this option right here. What would you like to do when? And we have a bunch of events that are associated with those bookings. So for example, let's imagine I want to automate an event when an inquiry is created. I see the options to notify the potential guest with options for next step. If I actually want to enable this automation, all I have to do is just simply click on this toggle right here. And as you can see in the top right, a success message appeared, and we're good to go. Actually, the automation is now created and enabled. What we are also able to do from the very get-go, once it is turned on, you can see this template button right here, and we have the ability to go and edit the template. So for all these automations, we already pre-populated and predefined specific case-by-case templates that you can review and tailor according to your needs. So for example, if that doesn't suit me, I can edit it in any way I like. So for example, I want to maybe fetch some more information from the actual platform. I would go into data dictionary, go into either guests, inquiries. So let's assume I want some more rental related information into this template. So I would just click on the rental city, and it will basically fetch and prompt this into the template. So this is essentially how it works. You edit and modify the template in a way that you like, and click on save. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, you save the template, and you're done with this particular automation. So basically, each where you see a toggle, this can be treated as a different automation. So with inquiry is created, we have another one, so you can notify the users of a new inquiry. And when it comes to users, if I enable that, you can also select the users within the platform. So this is, as you can see, the test platform. So let's add those 3 users as well. And there's also a template that comes with it. So you can also freely edit that, save it, and you're good to go with this one. So that's how it works. You can apply channels, you can apply rentals. And essentially, the way we wanted this to behave is to be like a step-by-step process. So when I'm done with inquiries created, I will move on to the next event that is related to bookings, which is booking is confirmed. So we have these options right here as well. So when booking is confirmed, I want to mark booking as paid. For example, I can simply click on the toggle, and that's done. Automation is enabled. And this is the way it works essentially throughout all these events. So let's go and see maybe some more interesting cases. So for example, we have charges, we have credit card. Let's jump into incidents, for example. So right now in the platform, we also have incidents. And what's interesting about those is that they are interconnected with tasks. So for example, once an incident is created, what I can do, I can create a task and assign it to a specific user on the platform automatically. If I click on that, you see, again, success message appeared. And this is a nice use case, for example, when there's I don't know if any of you are using smart locks. If there's something bad, for example, with a smart lock, the battery is low, etc., you can automate it in a way that it would also create an incident automatically, and that would be basically sorted out. So the way we actually edit those and make sure that we enable the automation here is we have to select a category or categories that this automation will be applied to. So for example, facilities and guests, I want to this to be applied. So whenever there's an incident in these two particular categories, then a task will be created. And then I also have the ability to edit the task, assign the people, add tags, time zone, add maybe files if there's anything in advance that you want to add. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, and then for example, if we go into tasks right now, yeah. So as I've said previously, this is interconnected with incidents. So when task is completed, we can actually make sure that the associated incident is marked as resolved automatically. So you don't have to, jump into the platform and then do the manual steps as you would have previously needed to do. Yeah. Then also something else that's worth to show is logs. For example, we have now an ability to connect to our smart devices, so smart locks from for the beginning, and we have a bunch of different events also surrounded and connected to that. So, for example, as I've said, when the battery is low, you can also automatically create an incident. And yeah, you can edit the incident, edit the incident's name, automatically assign severity, select the categories that it will apply to. And this is where this connection is also important. As I've showed previously, tasks, incidents, and logs are all kind of interconnected. And this happens all across the platform. So you can essentially, if you're basically new to the platform and you want a more advanced automation set up in a seamless, very quick way, you would just go into Autopilot wizard and just go event by event. I would assume it would take like 30, 45 minutes to get all the templates customized and tailored and go through the entire list of all the events possible and just basically enable the automations. And you click on next and you're prompted to the next event. And this is how it works essentially. Yeah, now this is the main overlay, the main screen. You can also work with Autopilot in this overview screen. As you can see, this is the view, and there's a list of all the same entities I showed previously, and you can also work with them here. So for example, you see those toggles are turned on. So this means that these particular automations are now enabled and working. If you want to edit it, you can do it actually from this page as well. As you can see, edit template. You can view automation logs. So for example, if I go in there, obviously it's empty because I just set those up and they haven't been triggered yet. But once it is up and running, you will see the logs here and you will be able to analyze and see basically the timestamps, etc., etc. So yeah, you can also configure this automation. When you click on that, it prompts you to this overlay again, and you can go in there and then edit whatever is needed to be edited. So that's how it works. What else you can do from within the Autopilot view is you can refresh the list. You can view a list of all turned on and enabled automations in one place. There's obviously filters by rentals, channels, events, and statuses. So yeah, this is essentially a new and advanced way how we enable users to set up their automations in a very, very seamless and simple way, basically making it super, super simple. And yeah, that's essentially how it works. However, we realized that we do have a group of people that would potentially be interested into creating even more advanced automations, like layered automations, etc., etc. And we also left the old school way of adding those automations. So once you go into auto create, you can go, for example, and see event-based automation. So this would be like, okay, a new booking automation, and you would select when an event that you want the automation to be associated and triggered when this particular event happens. So for example, booking is confirmed, and I would like, you select the channels, you select the rentals that this would apply. And once booking is confirmed, you can select what you want to do with the booking, essentially. So this is the old way of doing things, and compared to TV3, AdvanceCM actually offers way more out of the box in general. For example, if I go into automated rates, we offer a bunch of capabilities right now. So we can do channel adjustments right now. We can do group rates. We can do length of stay discounts in an automated fashion. We can do discount codes. We can actually go and create minimum night stay automations. So, for example, you select the date range, you select the minimum nights for a particular day, etc., and you can set it up in a way that you like. We also have gap night, dynamic rates. We have automated rate push, and we also have last minute automations available from these more advanced automations. Yeah, so that's essentially it when it comes to automations on AdvanceCM. As I've said, in summary.
Sorry, Ife. Can you switch off your mic? Yep. Sorry, guys. Go ahead.
Yeah, no worries. So yeah, just in summary, as you can see, the Autopilot now offers a seamless way to quickly set up all the necessary automations in a very, very neat fashion. And wherever you see the need to actually add more, you can still use more advanced automations that actually comes out of the box. So in general, in comparison to TV3, we offer not only a new way to set these up, but also way more advanced capabilities and in general, a better experience.
A quick question, Audrius. So if someone is not yet using advanced automations and is using just the basic ones, like, just the basic things for, pre-check-in, post-checkout, for example, what would be the next step for them? Which types of automations would they need to set up? And like, if we can focus on the types of automations that would make sense for kind of like the next step and then the advanced step. Because we obviously have a lot of different choices here. So maybe someone that doesn't have the experience, maybe might feel that there are too many things here.
Yeah, so I would focus on bookings related automations from the get-go and messages related things. I would believe that. Yeah, so for example, when a message is received, you can automatically send notifications, and essentially it depends case by case. But what I would do, I would ensure that we have all the booking related things. For example, when an inquiry is created, when the booking is confirmed, that we would have the templates ready, that we would have all the needed information ready that the guest needs. Also, before check-in, for example, we have a pre-arrival message to the guest with instructions. I think that's crucial to have automatically set up in order to avoid manual work. We can also automatically send the guest portal link. We can notify users to prepare the property for guest arrival. This is more of an internal stuff to notify, housekeepers, etc., to get the property ready. I think this, from the very beginning, these are the things that you have to set up. And then as the time goes, depending on the type of operation are you running, you can do automatic automations in regards to like charges, extras, expenses, and like it depends how advanced and how automated you want the operations to be.
Okay, makes sense. So I would, as I mentioned at the beginning, if anyone has a question, feel free to write it in the chat. So if you have questions now, we can answer them now. If you think of something later, you can reply to the emails that you received about this webinar, and we can get back to you by email. But since we're now on the call, if anyone has a question, I'll pause for a few seconds to give time for questions. We have a question from Daryl. Can you see it? Can you see it, Audrius?
Yes.
Can you...
So Daryl is asking, would this make automata obsolete? Not really. Automata is still offering a little bit more than we actually do with ACM. What we wanted to do with Autopilot, Wizard, and in general, more capabilities when it comes to automations, we wanted to cover majority of the use cases. For super advanced users, Automata is still going to be the choice, the tool of choice, essentially. Yeah, I hope that answers the question. Yeah, then Carrie has a question. Sorry if I missed it, but where do you schedule the templates? So in the Autopilot wizard, the templates essentially are edited or basically set up in. Let me go, for example, once again into incidents. So once an incident is created, let's say that I want to notify the guest. I would enable that, and the way to schedule and set up a template is just simply by clicking on here. We have a template already predefined, and that's how you would just basically edit it in the fashion that you like. You can use data dictionary to fetch more data from within the platform, or you can type in and customize it in any way you like. So yeah, and this is basically a particular event.
So sorry to interrupt, Audrius, but is the question, Carrie, is the question about timing? So at which moment in time would the message be sent? Just to confirm what exactly you're... No, okay, cool.
Oh, okay, not the content, the timing. Okay, so the timing is, so this is the timing, right? So for example, when incident is created, it would trigger it automatically. So that the time is essentially immediately after the incident is created. This is how it works on the Autopilot wizard. You can also go and do, sorry, let's do bookings, and you can do time-based event, for example. Yeah, and that's how you set up a message to be sent, for example, based on a specific time. So for example, 6 hours after this particular event happens. So we have multiple options when it comes to scheduling the timing in a way.
Great, and then we have a third question. Yes.
Richard is asking, we are in the process of investing in Breezeway, but does this system do the same thing? Richard, maybe you can elaborate, because I'm not really familiar what Breezeway does.
I've opened Breezeway here on my browser, and I see that basically they do task scheduling, checklists of tasks, coordinating tasks for teams. So it's mostly messaging and tasks. So it seems, I'm not familiar with this platform, but it seems that all of this is covered by ACM. Happy to schedule a call, Richard, if you need to do a side-by-side comparison to see exactly which features you would need.
Okay, I see that it offers a dual system task scheduling and
sorry,
guidebooks.
ACM. Internally, we call AdvanceCM. We call it ACM. Sorry.
Sorry for the slang, but yeah, I think AdvanceCM definitely covers whatever Breezeway does. So you can. So now within tasks we have checklists, and you can automate it very dynamically and seamlessly also. So I think this will cover a bit your use case.
Any
Okay,
more questions?
more questions?
Yes, go ahead.
Carrie, while yeah, can you schedule a booking confirmation template to demonstrate how this works? Yes, so let's go into the Autopilot. When booking is confirmed, for example, what we want to do, let's disable this, and let's assume that we would want to notify. Yeah, so essentially how this would work, you can do it in two different ways. You can predefine and update and adjust the template for the guest after the booking is confirmed. That's how you do it here. This is what will be fetched and sent to the guest. Let's click on save, and then also you can notify internal users. You can select as many as you'd like. Yeah, right now I'm using a colleague's account, so this is what will be fetched on the internal side, on the user side. So essentially, simple as that. That's how you set it up. Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't have the capabilities right now to. Are you saying the timing? Yeah. So the timing, if you want it to be a time-based, we would have to go into messages right here. When the booking is confirmed, we would have to select the type of message. For example, let's do email. We can do guest, select the channels, and select the template. So you would basically also select the applicable template right here, and click on save. So this is how you do it in a standard way, and then also time-based. Yeah, after booking is confirmed. So for example, I wanted to do let's say 6 hours after booking is confirmed for rental number 1.
Cool. So last question, Daryl, because we're out of time, but thank you for writing the questions.
Yeah, can we use ACM for collecting guest IDs and security deposits? Yes, with the help of other integrations, it will be possible to do that. But maybe we can cover that in one of the upcoming webinars, because this is a slightly different topic.
Yes, yes. So Daryl, we'll save that question. Thanks again for asking the questions. Thank you everyone for making time and joining. We all have very busy lives, so this is important that you made time to be here. For all of those that are going to be watching the recording, again, feel free to send us back your questions, and we can schedule additional calls to answer questions. We can do specifically Q&A sessions that don't have a specific topic, but most of the questions will be answered on the upcoming webinars. So thanks again, everyone, and see you on the next one.
Thanks, everyone. See ya.
Thank you. Bye-bye.